Hello everyone, my name's Ali, one of the co-founders of Botwise Solutions, and I thought I'd make this video today to discuss the AI myth that not many people talk about, but also they do talk about. It's a topic that's on a lot of people's minds. There's a ton of hype, some genuine excitement, and definitely some fear. The part I want to focus on is the fear factor and see how we can mitigate those fears in those people's minds. Some of them include worrying about the typical AI taking over the world. It becomes so advanced that it takes your job or even dominates society in general. But let's look at the hardcore evidence and see if this is even actually possible. Okay, so in this video we're going to tackle some of the biggest things that people have about AI, whilst also looking at the actual science and evidence behind it all. Hopefully by the end you'll realise that AI is actually just a tool for us to use to elevate ourselves, our businesses to the next level, and that it's not about taking control over the world or replacing us all. Right, let's get into it. Okay, so let's firstly talk about something that rarely people bring up in conversation about AI, and that's the actual consumption of power that's required to use and power AI. So training large AI models, using chatbots, recommendation system, automation system, don't require just a few hours on a laptop. In fact, it can take thousands of megawatt hours of electricity. The power demands are off the charts. And even the most efficient data centers where all the AI model information is held struggle to keep up. Basically, the idea of running massive AI models on a global scale where they'd manage all aspects of our lives just isn't realistic. The environmental cost would be astronomical, and scaling to that level would be nearly impossible. Another factor is the hardware that AI requires to run. Building and upgrading these models require tons of resources that are at a finite level. Since every generation of AI requires a new upgrade, that means more power is required. Hence a higher demand for these materials, which again has a certain limit. Now, another big misconception is that AI will eventually be able to self-learn to the point where not only will it have the knowledge of everything, but it'll teach itself new information. Unfortunately, that simply isn't true with the AI models that are being used on an everyday basis. The reality is AI requires human intervention all the time, whether it's updating, troubleshooting, or adjusting to the new data. Without ongoing maintenance, AI can quickly become inaccurate or even fail altogether. And that's the big reason why, to this day, AI will still require, even in the future, a team of people who are experts in AI to be able to run on a daily basis, to not just keep it running, but also update and upgrade for the future. So scaling AI requires a huge amount of teams to keep it running, to keep it updating, and also a huge amount of capital to keep the data centers alive. So the idea of AI taking control without a human intervention is just not realistic. Another common myth is that AI can think and reason like a human being. And AI is definitely not at that level to be sentient. It needs to be trained to do specific tasks. So if it can think and if it can reason, it was only because a human allowed it to do so and it trained it. So today's AI is great at analyzing patterns and processing huge amounts of data. However, it doesn't understand the context unless we give it. You can ask it to process a set of images or play a game, but put it in an unpredictable situation and it will never understand what to do because you need to be the one to train it. Think of it this way, AI is like a superpowered tool that can do repetitive tasks, data-driven tasks, but it can't think outside the box or come up with genuinely creative solutions unless guided to do so. True general intelligence, the kind you see in movies, requires a whole different level of flexibility that AI just doesn't have. Now, even if AI was capable of scaling up without the environmental issues or the thinking process of struggling without it being trained by a human, there are other ethical issues to think about that the government are already drafting up laws for to limit what AI can do and can't do. The EU have enacted a law about AI recently. This framework is actually one of the strictest laws in the world. It includes rules on data privacy, ethical usage, and transparency. These laws make it impossible for AI to be used in ways that would endanger the public or lead to unethical applications. So if a company got to this sort of level with an AI that's all powerful and all-knowing, they'd face major regulatory hurdles. The checks and balances in places ensure that AI remains a tool for good, designed to help and not harm. The simple matter of AI is that it does require constant oversight. Human operators are always involved in shaping how AI systems behave at every step of the way, especially when used in high stakes applications. That oversight means that AI isn't even allowed to grow on its own without directly being affected by the human operators who allow it to do so. So if there is a malfunction or any unexpected results, a human operator is always there to take over. So hopefully from this you can understand that AI is powerful, however it's so far away from being all-knowing, all-powerful, unstoppable in a way that can't be controlled because of the simple reasons I previously stated, like the energy limits, the economic costs, the resource constraints, the legal boundaries, and the human oversight watching AI at every step. There's no path for AI to take over, thankfully. So there you have it, a clear fact-based look at what AI is capable of, what the restrictions are, and how it can never take over anytime soon. But rather simply, it's an incredible use source to add on to any businesses or even your everyday life, designed to increase efficiency, productivity, save you money, save you time. So if you feel like I've missed out on any information, I would love for you to comment so we can debate even further about how AI will be able to help you and how it's not taking over the world anytime soon. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.